your employer is required to pay this tax along with any unemployment taxes set by the state. These funds exist for the explicit purpose of supporting workers when they are out of work or underemployed. So we're mentioning this because we know that sometimes there's a certain stigma some people can feel about applying for unemployment. There's no shame in partaking in this process. The taxes your employers pay are for you and you're entitled to these benefits, and that is why you should all apply if you're eligible. Before we go through the process of submitting an unemployment insurance claim, let's go over the eligibility requirements under normal circumstances and then discuss modifications made to those requirements by pandemic unemployment assistance. So here's some of the pictures here. Okay, so again, this is normal UI eligibility criteria. A lot of the kind of more recent programs have suspended some of this. So to start with, workers who want to receive unemployment benefits have to meet certain criteria before a claim can be approved and paid out. Notice that the eligibility criteria that have asterisks next to them have been modified or waived under PUA. So the first is that you must have received enough wages during the base period to establish a claim. The standard base period is 12 months. The minimum income required is $1,300 in the highest quarter of your base period, or $900 in your highest quarter, and total base period earnings of 1.25 times your high quarter earnings. When we go through the application, we will talk about an alternate base period, which is a longer period of time that the EDD can use to determine eligibility. You must be totally or partially unemployed, be unemployed through no fault of your own, and be physically able to work. And this last one, physically able to work, has been waived. You must be available for work, be ready and willing to immediately accept work, be actively looking for work, and be approved for training before training benefits can be paid. And so these kind of criteria, again, to be available to work, be ready and willing to immediately accept work, have been waived. Oh, so I just want to go back to this one and just note really fast, under normal criteria too, so if you're kind of applying when there's normal criteria going on, this being ready and willing to immediately accept work, just note that it means work within your field. So again, if you're teaching math, you don't have to be willing and immediately able to accept work, say as a writing instructor. But of course, this eligibility criteria has been waived for the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay. So in addition to the criteria for opening an unemployment insurance claim, workers must also meet some weekly requirements to certify their unemployment benefits. So first, you must be physically able to work, because that's been waived, be available for work, be ready and willing to immediately accept work, and be actively looking for work each week benefits are claimed. So some of these items, as you can see with the asterisks, have been waived as a result of the CARES Act. Anecdotally, we are hearing, I was one of those people that was that had a claim like this. Some workers are being asked to report whether they're willing and able to work along with their job search history. We do recommend that if you do come up with this on your application, when you're certifying, that you just answer honestly for this. And if anybody does come up with that in the Q&A, I can give you some tips on how to do this. Okay. As education sector workers, we might kind of think about it as difficult to certify your unemployment claim on a weekly basis. But again, you're not required right now unless you kind of have this weird flaw in the website application process. You're not required to seek work out of your current field, so just remember that. So again, if you are a math instructor, you don't need to apply for jobs in English or jobs outside of education to certify and recertify your unemployment benefits. Okay, so before filling out your unemployment insurance claim, you will also need to verify your identity. In 2020, the EDD introduced new identity verification methods to combat an alleged increase in UI fraud during the COVID-19 pandemic. There are now two different paths to verify your identity, and it's not really clear which one you'll be tracked into. So you'll be asked to do either one of these, and we really don't know why it's one or the other. So some people will be sent directly to a third-party website called IDMe to verify their identity, while others will be required to submit documentation through the EDD web portal. So you'll either be asked to go to this third-party site, or you'll be asked to kind of keep within the web portal and submit this documentation. Again, no idea why there's these two different ones, but we're kind of prepared to help you figure out both of those. So if you're asked to use IDMe, the easiest way to do this is to use your smartphone to upload a photo of your driver's license or state ID and passport or passport card. You'll be directed to provide a live verification involving a scan of your face and a voice print. You'll also be required to confirm that you consent to providing this biometric data. It's not ideal, but this is what they have set up. So if you're required to submit documents to the EDD website, you'll need to provide one primary identification document and 2 secondary documents. They're looking for items that include your name and the address you provided in your claim. So make sure that all of the documents you submit have the same information like name, date of birth, etc. If you submit documents with different information for your verification or UI claim might be flagged or stalled. So let me get this list here. Okay, now that we've covered the eligibility and identity requirements, we're going to take a closer look at the application process. So the EDD has created this helpful video library on its YouTube site. If you search for California EDD, you can locate the library on YouTube. And we're just going to share this short 7-minute video with you because it best illustrates how to use the updated website. And we're going to turn it over and kind of go through some of the specifics of filling out the questions on that claim. So let me go ahead, and I actually will have to do and if you could give me a thumbs up if it's sharing.
Welcome to UI Online, a fast and convenient way to apply for unemployment insurance, UI benefits, and manage your UI claim. In this video, we'll show you how to file a new claim with UI Online, the first step to receiving your UI benefit payments. Once you've filed your claim, you can use UI Online at any time to request benefit payments, get your latest claim and payment information, and more. You'll even receive important notifications to help you keep your claim on track. So, let's begin with what you will need to complete your UI application. The process will be quicker if you gather all of this information before you start. You'll be asked for your personal information, including your name, birth date, full mailing address, and social security number. If you're not a U.S. citizen, you'll need information from your employment authorization document. You will also need to list your employment history for the last 18 months. This includes the names, addresses, and phone numbers for each employer you worked for during this time, as well as the total income earned from each employer and the reason why each job ended. The EDD uses IDMe to protect your identity and prevent fraud. You'll need an IDMe account in order to file your claim online. To create an account, you'll need a mobile phone with a camera and internet access. You'll need your social security number, email address, and a photo ID such as a driver's license, passport, passport card, or state ID. Be prepared to upload a photo ID and take a picture of yourself using your cell phone. If you don't have an IDMe account, you'll be given the opportunity to create one once you start filing your claim. Now that you've gathered the necessary information, here's how to file your UI claim. First, you will need to create a benefit program's online login at www.edd.ca.gov/BPO. If you already have one from a previous unemployment insurance, disability insurance, or paid family leave claim, you do not need to create another one and can skip this step. It's a fast and simple process. Just provide your personal email address, create a password, answer 4 security questions, and select your security image. You'll use this login to access UI Online and other EDD benefit systems. To file a new claim, log in to Benefit Programs Online using your email address and password you've established. Select UI Online and then File New Claim to get started. You will only see the File New Claim button if you need to file a new claim. Otherwise, you'll be navigated directly to your UI Online homepage where you will find important claim information and notifications, such as when it's time to certify for benefits or reopen an existing claim. If you need to reopen an existing claim, the Reopen Your Claim button will appear. After you review the instructions page and agree to the terms and conditions, you'll be asked a series of questions to help the EDD determine your eligibility to receive UI benefits. To ensure your claim is filed quickly and accurately, you'll be asked some questions to help determine what type of claim is right for you. It also allows us to gather the necessary information to file your claim. Next, you'll need to verify your identity. If you already have an IDMe account, log in and follow the instructions. If you don't have an IDMe account, select Create an IDMe account. IDMe will walk you through the process of verifying your identity for EDD. Once your identity has been verified, you'll automatically return back to UI Online so you can finish filing your claim. The next series of screens will ask you for your personal information, last employer, and employment history for the last 18 months. If your unemployment is due to COVID-19, select the options related to COVID-19. Be careful to select the correct option. If your employer has closed or locked up shop, this is not a trade dispute. Trade dispute is only selected if your separation is associated with a labor action and/or union dispute. This system is very user-friendly. But if you need help, UI Online has a built-in help feature to assist you in completing the required fields. Simply select the question mark icon or the help link in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. A progress bar at the top of each screen lets you know where you are at in the process at all times. If additional information is needed, the system will ask you clarifying questions to help avoid unnecessary follow-up phone interviews and payment delays. Once you fill in all required information, you'll have an opportunity to review or make changes to your answers before submitting your application. If you need more time to complete a screen or to verify your information, you can use the Save as Draft feature and return to the screen where you left off anytime before 8 p.m. Saturday of the week you started your application. If you return after this time, you'll need to start over. Once you have successfully submitted your UI application, a confirmation page will display, along with your confirmation number and helpful information about the UI program. We recommend that you print this page for future reference. So, what happens next? After you file, you'll be mailed information about the UI program and your claim. You'll also see updates on your UI Online account about when to move on to the next step for receiving benefits, certifying. This is the process of reporting your eligibility information to the EDD every 2 weeks and can be done online, by phone, or by mail with the Continued Claim form. Certifying for benefits with UI Online is the fastest and most convenient way to process your bi-weekly certification forms, and you'll receive your eligible benefit payments sooner than mailing in the paper forms. As an added convenience, UI Online users automatically receive email reminders when it's time to request their next benefit payment. Since you must certify your continued eligibility for benefits every 2 weeks, we highly encourage you to use UI Online to get paid faster and avoid payment delays. Remember, it's your responsibility to certify for benefits every 2 weeks, be able and available to work, and actively seek employment for each week you wish to request benefit payments. Note: if you are unemployed due to COVID-19,